Hello, guys. This is the class for Monday, 8 May 2020. So first we start with the unit number 9. This is controversial issues. I think that this unit is mostly of conversation. Not some. We are not going to have a lot of grammar or a lot of other stuff like complicated. It's only vocabulary and conversation that you uh, express your own ideas. If we check the communication goals, the number one, it says talk about politics. We're gonna see a little bit of that today. The number two, discuss controversial issues politely. That's the main word. We're gonna review something of it today. Number three, propose solutions to global problems. You're gonna use your creativity. If you remember on the last class, I mentioned that word a lot of times and you're gonna hear me talking about it a lot. And in the number four, debate, the most important, the pros and the cons of issues. So let's start. On the preview, we have a little survey about how politically literate are you. What is this? As you know, a survey gives us information about ourselves and according to the topic we are making a research about. Like in this case, we're talking about politics. You're gonna take the test. Okay, I'm not gonna answer it for you because, well, it's like for you. And also survey is also a little bit of a test, so know what do you know about it. You can always check dictionary if you don't understand any word or something. But I would like to mention some stuff like I had one in here. Well, this one, this word, citizen. This is the human, the person who lives uh, in a city or in a town. It doesn't matter, but it's the person. Okay. We have in here principles. It means like ideas in the law. Okay, like what is the law made of? Is made of principles. Uh, Political party. That's what we call in Spanish partido político. This is what it means. All right. What else we have? Okay, well, more or less that's the words that I wanted to mention. Please answer it. Don't check the answers. You have the answer, but don't check it. So you know how much are you like knowing about the topic. Then we have a little vocabulary. This is political terminology. We have an audio, but okay, well, so let's play it.
Read and listen.
A government,
Campaign.
politics,
A democracy.
a constitution,
A monarchy.
an election,
A dictatorship.
vote,
A constitutional monarchy. Now listen. Read and listen.
a government,
Campaign.
politics,
A democracy.
a constitution,
A monarchy.
an election,
A dictatorship.
vote.
A constitutional monarchy.
All right, so those are like some of the words that we're gonna see a lot during this unit. But now, a little exercise, like a warm-up for you, is this pair word, the exercise letter B. How much do you know about the word politics? On the chart, discuss and write the name of at least one country for each type of government. Then compare the charts. For democracy, where we live in Mexico, so it will be one. You have to mention another one. Monarchy, I am not sure. To be honest, I will have to make a research about it because I don't know. I mean, I have an idea of countries with kings and queens, but I don't know if it is exactly a constitutional monarchy or a monarchy only. Because, for example, in the UK, they have a queen, right? But they also have a prime minister. So I think that maybe they are a constitutional monarchy. I am not sure. So you make a research about it. And dictatorship, you can mention one that has a dictatorship now, but you can also mention one that had one in the past. Like, for example, Cuba had a dictatorship. Mexico, in one moment, had a dictatorship. If you would mention one country that used to have a dictatorship, only put the years. Like, for how many years was the dictatorship ongoing? Okay, I'm gonna put an example, the 1900 to 1920. Okay, it's just an example. I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm lying, but that's the idea. All right, guys. So, well, now, as you know, almost always on the review, we have a photo story. Let's check it, and then I'm going to talk a little bit deeper about this with you.
Read and listen to a conversation about discussing politics.
What a coincidence. I was just thinking about calling you. It's been such a long time.
It sure has. Let's sit down and catch up. What are you up to these days?
Busy, busy. The office has been crazy with the election coming up next month. You can imagine.
But I'll bet working at a TV station is exciting. Hey, Paul, do you mind if I ask you a political question? I hope it's not inappropriate. I am not sure it's polite to ask about politics here in the US.
That's funny. They always say not to talk about religion or politics, but everyone does. Shoot.
Okay. Who are you planning to vote for in the election?
Well, because we're friends, I'll answer. But I should warn you that it might not be a good idea to ask just anyone that question. Some people might find it a little personal.
Oops.
No worries. Actually, I haven't made up my mind. I'm leaning towards Clancy, though. I think he's better than the other guy.
Very well. So in here, we see a few things that are important. The first and the most important is talking about politics on the table. Okay, so here they mention it, like, is it okay if I ask you that? And well, in Mexico, we also have something like that, but we must remember that not everyone likes talking about politics. Many people prefer to avoid talking about politics. You can always start a conversation about the topic using questions like, do you mind if I ask you, blah, blah, blah. Is it okay if we talk about politics? Is it okay if I ask you a political question? And well, so on, right? So we have more options for that. But here the person says, like, who are you planning to vote? I mean, well, that's a very, very personal question, so be careful if you ask that. Some other things that I want to mention from the politics in the US is that they have only two political parties. The Republicans that are conservative and the Democrats that are liberals. So let's see a little bit about it, okay? We can talk about that topic following like a little logic. I'm gonna write in here. Democrats are liberal and Republicans are conservative. What is that? Well, the Liberal Party is the one that like tries to have something better for the people. Okay, they focus a lot on the well-being of the people, and the conservative, they do it also, but they focus more on the like the companies, the business people and all that, because they think that if you help the companies, this will help the people, like in consequence. But that's a very complicated topic. I am not an expert on the politics of the US, but here in Mexico we have something very similar. The partidos de izquierda, partidos de derecha, and partidos centrales, I think that's the word. Well, in the US they have more or less the same. They have liberals, conservatives, and centrist, okay? So that's more or less the three categories that they have. Centrists don't have a political party, but there's people who say, well, I like the ideas of him, but I rather this political party because blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's the difference. We have like different types. You can always do a little bit more research if you really like the topic, and I recommend it because it's always something interesting to talk about. Here we have some exercises. We have the first one, it's paraphrase. If you remember, when we paraphrase, we change the meaning of a sentence with our own words. And we have a think and explain, but this one is optional, okay? If you want to go on, do it. But if not, we can do it on the next class. Finally, guys, we have speaking the discussion topics. We have the question, do you like to talk about politics? Yes or no? It depends to you, no? Do you think politics is a good topic for discussion with just anybody? I mean, someone that you don't know? Or is it politics always a little too personal? What do you think? Review the types of government from page 98. Do you think every country should have the same form of government? Why don't all countries have the same form of government? Okay, so what do you think about it? I want you to elaborate an answer for these questions, and you talk to me on the next class. Something else, guys, that I want to mention is, okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and okay, so this must be different. This page, I think that it will be very useful for you. The name is procon.org, and we have in here like opinions about different topics, and well, you have it in here, not the pros and the cons. So in here you can enter, select a topic that you like and check the pro and the con. All right, we're not gonna read it because, well, we have like, it will be very long, but it's gonna be useful for you when you make a debate, because that's the project for the last, the final, how to say it? Well, the final exam, but also for the end of the unit. I would like to have the oral exam. I'm not sure what you think. I'm not sure how to do it, but it will be something very interesting. So you just visit this page and then, I don't know, select topic. That's how I did it. I was looking for like other stuff. Well, in here you have the most popular, and then we have some health and medicine topics and some education topics. And well, science, technology, world international, many other, okay? So I really recommend you just check the page at least. Maybe you can read something very interesting. And I don't know if you have any question or something, guys. If you have, just let me know. I was planning on going on to the next unit, the next lesson, I'm sorry. But I think that maybe we should leave it in here because there are some other stuff to do. So, okay, guys, I think that will be it for today. And any questions that you have, just send me a message as always. So, well, goodbye, guys, and see you soon.